Lacey, Washington is officially the moron capital of the world. Be careful. Don't listen to the automobile club if you're going to Lacey. Carrying a blanket in your car, and they'll call you a criminal. That's right. Lacey, Washington, where moron is a family name. The City Council in Lacey, Washington has taken it upon themselves in June of this year to pass an ordinance for the good of the country. That's right. The very first whereas in the Lacey ordinance against camping says that since so many people are camping in so many cities across the entire United States, that for the good of people everywhere, Lacey is going to pass an ordinance that makes camping or having camping paraphernalia in your vehicle is a crime. That's right. Lacey has taken what used to be a minor parking traffic offense and turned it into a crime. Lacey, Washington has decided that everybody who carries a blanket in their car is a criminal. Lacey, Washington City Council have got to be dumber than a box of rocks. Not because they made a mistake. They can rectify a mistake, but what does the City Council and their constabulary do in Lacey, Washington? They write a disclaimer that says the ordinance that they wrote does not mean what they wrote because they didn't mean what they thought they wrote when they wrote what they didn't mean. But if you have any question about whether or not you are a criminal in Lacey, all you have to do is ask the police, because the police in Lacey are just as stupid as council, because they can't read either. The ordinance, like any ordinance, tells people what they can and can't do. In this particular instance, there is going to be a $1,000 fine and perhaps 90 days in jail for a parking offense. But only if the constabulary in Lacey think that you weren't parking, you were camping. But the way they word the ordinance, you're in trouble. Because let's say you're going to get ready for this wonderful Labor Day weekend coming up. So you go, Lacey doesn't have any business. All they got are stores. So all Lacey gets, their taxes and everything else are based on the taxes they get from all the stores they have in Lacey, like Cabela's, which is brand new apparently, well, newer, a Home Depot, a Lowe's. So you want a grill. And you go to Home Depot. You get yourself a nice grill. Home Depot puts it together for you. You take that grill and you put it in the back of your pickup truck. Well, that's cooking equipment. Heck, a frying pan is cooking equipment. Now, I know it's a long way away, but Christmas is coming. And in Lacey, Washington, based on the way City Council wrote the law, now, it could be that in Lacey, Washington, City Council are morons. Because the only way that they could get online and publicly say that their ordinance is just a rumor is if they're a moron. So The official language of Lacey, Washington has got to be moron, because that's the only way it doesn't mean what it says. Because what it says is, you are not allowed to camp in a non-designated area, nor may you have camping paraphernalia. Now, I don't want to confuse the wonderful city council in, where was, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I was thinking Beijing, but no, Lacey, Washington. In Lacey, Washington, camping paraphernalia is, wait for this, a tarpaulin. Not one, any tarpaulin in your car is to be considered, or may be considered, or might be considered. It depends on the educational level of the police. I am going to assume, for the sake of this video, that the city of Lacey, Washington, does not hire police officers who are smarter than the morons on city council. So I'm going to go with they're also about as smart as a box of rocks. So if a police officer in Lacey, Washington, one of those police officers who thinks that he gets to determine whether or not you're a criminal or not, probably doesn't realize that you don't have to talk to a police officer, but I wouldn't worry in Lacey because they're pretty stupid. So anyway, if they pull you over and see a tarp in your car, they can determine on their own, it says so in the ordinance, that's how it's determined, that you are a criminal. That's right. You didn't get convicted of a crime. It's not a crime anywhere else in the free world. Nowhere else is it a crime to carry a tarpaulin in your car. Nowhere else in the entire free world is it illegal to sit in your vehicle in a no parking zone, because you're not parking, you're standing. But in Lacey, Washington, that's right, Lacey, Washington, the box of rocks stupid town in Washington, no, you're not standing, you're camping. And camping is a crime in Lacey, Washington. That's what they wrote. But then, oh, that's right, city council puts on the internet. There you go. That's it. We're going to write a law. We're going to put it in our law book and our statutes, and we're going to be able to throw you in jail. And when we realize we make a mistake, where are we going to fix it? Oh, we'll just go on the internet. Anybody got any case law where the United States Supreme Court says, if you can find on the internet where it says that a law isn't a law, that's okay, then you can go ahead and do it? That's got to be the dumbest idea. Now, who did that? That's the Lacey Police Department did that. That's right. The Lacey Police Department's primary source for whether or not you're a criminal is not the statute or ordinance as they wrote it. Nah, it's the internet. I don't know. I don't speak more, and I normally don't use language like this, but I'm thinking that the major high school in Lacey, Washington needs to change its name to DS High School. Because if you're in Lacey and you voted for these people, you're just as moron as they are. And so you need to change the name of that high school to Dipshit High. Because there is no way that anybody who graduates from a high school in Lacey, Washington has got the sense God gave rocks. These people are stupid. We wrote it, but it doesn't mean what we wrote because we didn't write it the way we wanted to write it. In fact, it's just a first step because our real criteria is you must be just like us, and we don't need judges, we don't need lawyers, we don't need anything but a jail, because we're going to lock up everybody who does anything we think we may not like sometime down the road, maybe if we think it might be a health hazard once we talk to Mrs. Smuckatelli, the principal of Dipshit High. Lacey, Washington. the dumbest place on earth. Semper Fi.